Have you ever walked into a room and felt a little heaviness in the air, like there's just too much around you? Maybe it's the stack of old magazines on the table, or the cabinet so full you can barely close the doors. It's funny how things we've held onto for years, sometimes decades, can quietly weigh on us. They don't just take up space on our shelves, they take up space in our minds too. As we get older, we realize how precious peace of mind really is. A calm space can mean a calm heart. And beyond peace, decluttering has a very practical side. It makes our homes safer. No more worrying about tripping over a pile of shoes by the door or struggling to find what you need in a cluttered drawer. Every small step to clear space can help you feel lighter, freer, and even more confident moving around your home. Today, we're going to talk about 5 things many of us keep, often without realizing how much they're getting in the way. And I want you to think of this not as a chore, but as a gentle gift to yourself, a way to create more room for joy, calm, and safety in your everyday life. Let's start with something simple, but surprisingly powerful: papers. Old bills, outdated statements, instruction manuals for appliances we no longer even own. These little stacks of paper love to sneak their way into corners and drawers. At first, they don't seem like a big deal. But over time, they grow into mountains that steal our surfaces and leave us feeling scattered. I remember a friend telling me she felt constantly anxious without realizing why, until she finally tackled her paper pile. She said once it was gone, it felt like she had taken a deep breath for the first time in months. Now, I'm not saying you need to get rid of everything. Important documents, medical records, legal papers, insurance, of course, those should stay and be organized in a safe spot. But the junk mail, the receipts from years ago, the magazines you meant to read but never did, those can go. If you enjoy keeping some articles or recipes, maybe clip your favorites and put them in a single folder. The goal isn't perfection, it's simplicity. A clear table means a clear mind. Moving on, let's talk about clothes. This one can be tough because clothes carry memories. That dress you wore to a wedding years ago, or the sweater that reminds you of a trip, sometimes they feel like little time capsules. But here's the truth: if it doesn't fit anymore, if it's uncomfortable, or if you haven't worn it in years, it's no longer serving you. It's only taking up valuable space in your closet and making it harder to find the things you actually love to wear today. Think about how nice it would feel to open your closet and see only the clothes that fit you, flatter you, and feel good to wear. No more pushing past 5 old jackets to reach the one you always choose anyway. I like to think of it as giving your future self a little gift. Every morning, when you get dressed, it's easier, faster, and just feels better when you're not surrounded by clutter. And here's a bonus: those clothes you no longer need can bring joy to someone else. Imagine a young person finding your jacket at a thrift store and giving it a second life. By letting go, you're not only creating peace for yourself but also helping others. The third thing I want to touch on is something we don't always think about: kitchen items. Kitchens have a way of collecting extra gadgets and mismatched containers. Maybe you've got 3 can openers, a drawer full of lids with no matching bowls, or that blender you bought with good intentions but haven't touched in 10 years. All of these things sneakily pile up, and the result is a cluttered space that makes cooking, or even just finding a glass for water, more stressful than it needs to be. Here's the thing: the kitchen is a place of nourishment. It should feel inviting, not overwhelming. If you haven't used an item in over a year, chances are you don't need it. And simplifying your kitchen doesn't mean you'll go without, it means you'll have exactly what you need, right at your fingertips. Think about how much easier it would be to reach for your favorite mug without shifting aside 6 others you never use. Or how much safer it is when your counters are clear and you're not juggling clutter while handling hot pans. By clearing away the excess, whether it's old papers, unworn clothes, or unused kitchen gadgets, you're not just creating a neater home. You're making space for calm, for safety, and for more of the life you actually want to live. If you're still watching and feel that these insights are meaningful, please type number 2 in the comments to let me know you're still with me. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I warmly invite you to do so, and don't forget to turn on the bell, so you won't miss any of our upcoming videos designed to uplift, inform, and inspire. Your support truly means a lot. It's what keeps us going and allows us to continue sharing thoughtful, helpful content just for you. Now, let's continue this journey together. Now that we've cleared away some of the paper piles, clothes, and kitchen clutter, let's turn our attention to another category that often sneaks up on us: medicine cabinets. If you open yours right now, you might find bottles with expiration dates from years ago, half-used prescriptions, or vitamins you tried once and never touched again. It happens to all of us. But what many people don't realize is that expired or unneeded medications can actually be risky to keep around. For one thing, old medicine often loses its effectiveness, which means if you try to use it later, it may not help you at all. In some cases, expired drugs can even be harmful. And let's not forget the safety aspect. Having multiple bottles and pills scattered around can make it easy to mix things up. I once knew a neighbor who almost took the wrong medication because she had kept several old prescriptions in the same drawer. Thankfully, she caught it in time, but it could have been dangerous. So, what's the best way to handle this? The simplest step is to go through your medicine cabinet and check the dates. Anything expired should go. But here's something important: don't just toss them in the trash or flush them. Many communities have safe drop-off locations at pharmacies or clinics where you can dispose of old medications properly. If you're unsure, ask your local pharmacist; they'll be happy to guide you. And for the medicines you do need, consider keeping them in a simple organizer with labeled compartments. Not only does this reduce clutter, but it also gives you peace of mind knowing you're taking the right pill at the right time. Let's move from the medicine cabinet to something a little less obvious, but just as important: old furniture and household items that no longer serve you. Over the years, it's natural to collect chairs, tables, or little side tables that seemed useful at the time but now mostly collect dust. Sometimes, they even create hazards. A wobbly chair or a small coffee table in the middle of a walkway can quickly turn into a tripping risk, especially when moving around at night. I remember visiting a family friend who had kept an old recliner in the corner of her living room for decades. It was sentimental; her husband used to sit there every evening. But no one used it anymore, and it took up half the space. One day, she finally decided to donate it, and when it was gone, she said she felt like her living room could finally breathe again. She even had more room to move around freely, which made her feel safer and more relaxed. That's the beauty of letting go. It's not about erasing memories; it's about making space for your present life. The memories you cherish live in your heart, not in a broken chair or a table you bump into every time you walk past. By clearing out what's no longer useful, you give yourself more room to move safely, to welcome people into your home, and to enjoy your space without the extra weight. And while we're talking about clearing space, let's not forget about sentimental clutter, the little trinkets, gifts, or keepsakes that pile up over the years. This one can be tricky, because these items often carry emotional weight. Maybe it's the souvenirs from a trip long ago, the knickknacks from holidays, or gifts from people you care about. They can be lovely reminders, but when they multiply, they start to take over shelves, tables, and cabinets, until you're left dusting and rearranging things you don't even look at anymore. The key here is not to strip away everything that brings you joy. Instead, it's about being intentional. Choose the items that truly warm your heart when you see them: the photo of your grandchildren, the vase from a special anniversary, the book you love to revisit. Keep those front and center. As for the rest, consider letting them go. You can donate them, give them to family members, or even take photos of them to keep the memory without the physical clutter. That way, your home becomes a gallery of your most meaningful treasures, instead of a storage unit for everything you've ever owned. When you step back and look at the progress, you'll notice something powerful. Each time you let go of an item that no longer serves you, you're not just freeing up physical space, you're also clearing emotional space. Your home starts to feel lighter, calmer, and safer. And the best part is, you don't have to do it all at once. Even choosing one drawer, one shelf, or one corner at a time can make a difference. By now, you've probably noticed that each item we've talked about carries more weight than just the clutter itself. It's not only about freeing up space, but also about making your home safer and your mind calmer. There's one last area I want to bring up, and it might surprise you, electronics and cords. Over the years, it's so easy to accumulate old gadgets. Maybe you still have that DVD player tucked in a corner, or a drawer full of cell phones from the past 20 years, not to mention the pile of cords, chargers, and remotes that you're not even sure belong to anything you still own. We hold onto them thinking, I might need this someday, but most of the time, that day never comes. What does come, though, is frustration every time you open a drawer and dig through a nest of tangled wires just to find the one you actually use. And beyond the frustration, there's the safety issue. Loose cords along the floor can create tripping hazards, especially in walkways or near beds. Old electronics, especially ones that don't work anymore, can gather dust and take up space that could be used for something more meaningful. One woman I know finally cleared out her basket of old chargers, and she said it was like lifting a weight off her shoulders. Suddenly, she could actually find what she needed without the headache. The good news is, many communities now offer recycling programs for electronics. Some stores even accept old cords, phones, or small gadgets so they can be safely disposed of instead of tossed in the trash. And just like with sentimental items, the key isn't to strip away everything, but to keep only what you truly use. Maybe you keep one backup charger, not 5. Maybe you keep the remote that works, not the 4 you've been storing just in case. The freedom you'll feel when that clutter is gone is worth it. As we bring all of this together, I want you to picture your home after taking these steps. Imagine walking into your living room and feeling open space instead of being surrounded by piles. Imagine opening a drawer and seeing only the items you actually use. Imagine walking across your home without worrying about bumping into furniture or tripping on cords. That calm you feel in that vision, it's not just in your head. It's in your body too. Studies have shown that clutter increases stress, while a tidy, organized environment brings peace and even improves sleep. And for those of us who value independence as we get older, reducing clutter is one of the best ways to keep our homes safe and ourselves capable. But here's the best part, you don't have to tackle it all in one day. Decluttering is like building a habit. Start small. One shelf, one cabinet, one box at a time. Each little victory adds up. And as you go, you'll notice the emotional shift, less stress, more calm, and a home that feels truly yours again. If you've ever felt weighed down by stuff, I hope this conversation encourages you to let some of it go. Remember, your worth, your memories, your joy, they're not tied to objects. They live in your heart, your relationships, your experiences. By decluttering, you're not losing anything important. You're making space for more of what matters most. So, if you're ready to enjoy a calmer mind and a safer home, why not pick one small area today and start? You'll be amazed at how good it feels. And I'd love to hear from you. What's one thing you've been meaning to let go of but haven't yet? Share it in the comments. Your story might inspire someone else to take that step too. If you found this helpful, don't forget to give the video a like and subscribe for more tips on living well, staying independent, and enjoying life at every age. Remember, small changes can lead to big shifts in how you feel day to day. Here's to creating a home that brings you peace, safety, and joy, because you absolutely deserve it.